So the Oklahoma Sooner fans got themselves a nice little surprise today on social media as they added a defensive lineman into the 2025 class. Something that was actually pretty much needed. But they didn't add it in the traditional way. They actually pulled in someone from another sport. Let's talk about it, because I think y'all going to be a little bit more excited than you expected. So before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So, scrolling around on the social media, shout out to my guy Stevie G. He posted in the cord, and I looked at it. I'm like, it actually happened. Did not expect it, but it actually went down. Well, this is what you got. Jacob Henry, wrestler, posted a picture on X of himself. Day one, hands up, had a paper sign on his name sitting right next to Trent Wilson, which means Jacob's going to be on the defensive line. So we're going to talk about him. We've got to go through the measurables and kind of explain the significance of this pickup on the defensive line. So first off, if you don't know who Jacob Henry is, his father is the great Mark Henry from WWE eras. Yeah, that one. So he committed to Oklahoma to wrestle. And he comes in and looked at his profile on 247, 6 foot 285. He was a 3-star defensive lineman prospect. And offers weren't the highest. He had 2 SEC offers, Ole Miss and South Carolina. And see, North Carolina and the ACC gave him an offer, and he also got an offer from Kansas State. But I'll say this. The fact that South Carolina wanted him, probably want to, consider that, right? Well, he came to Oklahoma to wrestle, and he's doing that. But there were some jokes that were floating around the social medias for a bit about him coming in and playing football. And, he joked back with folks like, yeah, haha, maybe, we'll see, blah, blah, blah. Just to simplify it. Well, now he's posting pictures of himself at practice with a locker next to Trent Wilson, and then he changed his bio on X, and it says defensive tackle at the University of Oklahoma, future WrestleMania main eventer. So he's of course going to follow in his pop's footsteps, be like Mark Henry and be a big time wrestler in the future, but he pulled up and said, boom, I'm now playing. And the big joke with that started back in January 18th to be exact, when Bruno, the tennis player that everybody's been raving about because of his size, he was talking about they can get about 500 people to their match, then he'll try out for the football team. And of course, Jacob replied back, you're going to try out? Giving me some ideas, brother. That was kind of the running joke. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. What does this mean for the defensive line, though? Let's dive into that. But first, shout out to our partners at BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. And if you check it out, John Mateer, our offensive guy, he's sitting out here at plus 1,800 on BetUS. They're the highest that I've seen of any of the other sites. Most have them in the plus 2,500 range. So there's good value out there if you want to take John Mateer to, be out there for the Heisman. This is about the range where typically someone wins it. Usually very rarely the favorites actually win the Heisman. We saw last year with Travis Hunter. He was rated pretty low. I think he's in like the 4,000 range initially, or 8,000 range. And he, of course, streaked up all the way and became Heisman Trophy winner. So if you want to get in on this action, you can. BetUS is going to hook you up. 150% bonus on the first deposit, 125% bonus on the second and third up to $2,000 by using our promo code YouTube150. So check it out, BetUS, where the game begins. So what does this mean for that D-line? So the one thing we did know, defensive line-wise, one of the big, quote-unquote, problems we were seeing is that when it gets to down to Trent Wilson, we're a little thin because he was really the only defensive, tackle we brought in the class. So we're not we don't have enough young players. So, for us, the big thing was we need to add some additional bodies. Now, granted, we've got some good ones. You still got, Nigel Smith, Jaden Jackson, David Stone. I mean, you can go down the line of it, but the bigger piece was you still need some young players to go along with those veterans and Dominic Williams and all of that. Well, Jacob gives you that. 6 foot, 285. He's a wrestler. So that obviously means he knows how to work one-on-ones. He's a state runner-up in Texas. He's from the Austin area. His dad, if I'm correct, is a Texas alum. So it's kind of funny that we, snatched up a legacy to come here to wrestle, but doesn't matter. But he showed up and he's at practice. Hey, I'm just excited the fact that we're getting some additional bodies. And I thought that was pretty neat to see that we found a way to sell him on the idea, come out there and work it out. But the fact that he changed his bio here to show that reflect that he's a defensive tackle at the University of Oklahoma, that obviously means he's going to not only wrestle, he's going to play football. And it looks like football is starting to take like a forward step for the man. Even though we know that he's going to, like I said, wrestle as well to do what he does, but 6'2", 85. It's good to have on your defensive line. Now the question's going to be just how good is he and what can he produce. Went back and watched some of the film, which I've seen running on here for a bit. I think he's got something. I think we may actually got ourselves a nice little pickup here just to add additional depth to the squad. We need it. I think we got it. So we can get little Mark Henry, little Jacob Henry go in there and show up, show out. I think we did something special. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thought. Love to hear from you all. So I'm just intrigued by this. I want to know what made him do it. So, we're going to probably reach out. We're going to ping him, see if we can get him on for an interview. Talk shop, talk ball. Hopefully he'll reveal to us why he made the decision to go ahead and do the football route. But, you never know. I'm just stoked at the fact that we just picked ourselves up another defensive tackle because we need another body. We need an additional one. When you look at the roster and the depth chart, you're starting to run a little bit thin there. But you still got a lot of veterans that you can work with. Like I said, you still can go down into like Marcus Strong, Ace Hodges, who's there, Bernie Kaiser, but Bernie is Bernard is he's more of a edge anyway, but you need some more big body guys, and that's what you're gonna get out of a Jacob Henry plan on this roster. You're still 3 deep all the way, right? With Marcus Strong, Grayson Halton, like I said, Ace Hodge, Nigel Smith. You still got you're pretty deep as far as the you've got a 3 deep there, but you want to go back at least 5, especially because you need some more additional bodies. And that's the good thing is having a Trent Wilson, which we saw him as an MVP when he was at all the camps. We know that he's going to be a beast. He's already shown us, right? You got to add. You just need additional bodies. And that was actually what we expected. Honestly, I expected for this staff to go grab another defensive lineman out of the portal because we're probably going to need one. Well, Jacob could be one additional to go with that. And as long as we hit under our number, I think we'll be solid. Hit under that 105, which we probably will. I'm pretty stoked about it. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that addition. All right. We'll talk some more stuff. We'll talk about the this new proposal for expanded playoffs. Make another video on that a little bit later. We also need to talk more about some recruiting because a lot of kids have been dropping their top 10s, and you've got all these OVs in June that's coming up. It's going to be busy next few months. Shout out to Bet US. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on the first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. I'll chop it up with all of you in the next day or two. Peace.